I seen them, I knew something was up. They said, don't unpack, the execution's back on. And my heart just sunk right there. And I heard a couple guys down the walk and I said, oh boy. And so they left and I said, he's back, and real short, could be back up. And I'm sitting on the mattress and I'm thinking in my mind, how's Mom going to take this?
I was just panic-stricken because we kept getting the message back. They are going to execute him. There was a certain person that said, it's going to happen.
And it was just, they was just in shock. And it was real hard after that to really convince anybody that I wasn't worried or that everything was all right, because everybody was so worried now. But I still wasn't talking about it or, too much or, letting on about it. But deep inside, I was just thinking, this is the last time I'll be with my family.
And I keep thinking back to the night I sat there in that hall, me and the kids. And I mean, just sitting there looking right at this room. I had no idea what it was. Just a room. I mean, we were in a hospital. It was just a room. Then when he told me, I was like, that's why all the witnesses. That's why they all did this. That's where he stand and watch.
And then they decided, the bank of judges who was deciding the cases, they said they was going to quit at 6 o'clock that evening and go home. So we knew nothing was going to be decided that night. And I talked to my attorney again. He said it probably won't be, the earliest we'll know anything will be mid-afternoon tomorrow. The execution was for 12:01 a.m. So we went to sweat it out that night and then do the next day. The next morning, I'm sitting there before I can get a hold of anybody, because I know today they're going to bring my last meal and all this legal stuff I got to go through. I know this is coming. I know I'm not going to know anything one way or another until late afternoon. And my family's all going to be coming in. And I'm about to the point where I don't even know if I'm going to make it through this day. It's getting pretty hard. I had ordered some movies for the VCR that I hadn't seen, that I had missed. And the Terminator 2, I didn't get to see her. Dances with Wolves, and I wanted to see those. I didn't really care too much for the Terminator movie, but the Dances with Wolves, I liked that, and I watched it. It was a long movie, like a 3-hour movie or something, but it was, I had an untraditional last meal. And I guess that was just a country boy coming out of it. Most people order, hamburgers or steaks, but I wanted catfish and some deer, venison meat. That's what I had. The superintendent come down and told me I had a stay for 10 days. That my execution would be for March 23rd instead of March 12th. It was a 10-day period there. And so there would be a lot of fighting back and forth, and the appeals would really get strong in this 10-day period. And usually when you get an appeal like that, where they only give you a certain amount of days after your stay, you're going to die after that 10 days, because you will totally have gone through your appeals twice. You have went through every possible appeal. So the 10-day thing, my family was, hey, all right, but them not knowing that, hey, we're already going through this. This is the second time through this. And 10 days means, in 10 days, if I don't get relief from the courts, I'm definitely going to be executed. No doubts about it. But anyway, they come in later that evening, and we visited and everything, and they left. Just a couple days later, I received an indefinite stay. And as a matter of fact, the judge appointed a brand new judge. And it seemed like it just took off from there. I mean, where it's at now is, it's probably in the best hands that it's been in all along, because they want to look at it. You know, the judges, where my case is at now, they say, well, you know, I want to see what's going on. You know, I want to see all this for myself. So this has been since March. They've been going over my case. And, you know, just hope it works out. Maybe little jokes about the situation to themselves. You know, I guess, you know, some people say you got to, you know, the laugh keeps from crying. I don't know. I don't joke about the situation.
I mean, I don't want to die. And I guess we all like to, you know, say that we're the macho type and, you know, we can handle it, but no one really knows.
A couple of dudes that I've had to correct that on death row about this situation that had approached me and in a manner of, you know, it's a joke, I know, you know, but it's not comical, it's not funny to me, about, well, Larry, what you gonna do when your time comes? My time ain't gonna come. I don't play that.
I couldn't sit there and watch them do that to somebody any more than I could sit there and watch a criminal slowly kill somebody in a bank just to make the point. I couldn't watch it. Just the terror. You have to think. The hostages in the bank, how they would feel, the terror, watching them do that. Well, that's the situation I am in here. Every time they execute somebody. You know. They do it real slow, and then let you know, that they can get you. And they're nice to you. And they're respectful. And then they strap you down on the table and they kill you. And they do it to your friends.
I don't know if I'm more afraid of facing the unknown or if I'm more of fear of what's going to happen after I'm gone, you know? Who's going to be really hurt by this?
When I'm executed, all the rest of the time, I get to think about my wife's loss, because she does love me.
For me to think about Heath in that kind of situation, I mean, I feel like when I see an execution, I feel like it's my time is next. You know, that it's next time it's going to be my husband. And I don't, it really affects me.
Well, before they kill you, they give you sodium pentothal, which puts you to sleep. As you go to sleep, I know I'll be afraid, but I hope they don't come back. If it happened, then it would be. But I'm not afraid now. Not afraid of death at all, because it's not near me.
That's a lot of work, and then you think that your husband's going to go, and he may be loaded with heroin or whatever they give him, some kind of drug to make him. You become numb after a while. And then when you see an execution, it unnumbs you, and you start to soften up, and this is what it's really like. Your husband's on death row. He may be executed. Someone else is determining his life, and not only his life, but your life. Because if he is executed, heaven forbid, I survive, and I'm going to have to live with it.
I think about the process. For example, I shot up all my veins, with the drugs. How are they going to hook the needles to me, my neck? If we were to find that